In The Return of the King, Denethor, the steward of Gondor, is portrayed as a tragic figure whose descent into madness is fueled by grief, despair, and manipulation. His character arc takes center stage during the siege of Minas Tirith, culminating in a harrowing moment where he nearly burns himself and his gravely injured son, Boromir, alive. While the source of his mental unraveling is well documented in J.R.R. Tolkien's novel, fans of Peter Jackson's adaptation have proposed a peculiar theory. Denethor's madness might have been exacerbated by lead poisoning from his eating habits. The lead poisoning theory: tomatoes and pewter plates. One infamous scene in The Return of the King shows Denethor gorging on a lavish meal as Pippin sings and Gondor's soldiers ride to near-certain death. Fans speculate that this unsettling sequence might hint at lead poisoning. In 18th century Europe, tomatoes were erroneously believed to be poisonous because their acidity could leach lead from pewter plates, potentially causing lead poisoning. Could this have happened to Denethor? The theory aligns with Jackson's penchant for weaving subtle details into his films. However, it faces several issues. Tomato acidity. While tomatoes are acidic, they are not uniquely so compared to other foods. Wine, commonly served in pewter goblets, would have been a far likelier culprit for lead exposure. Historical context. The belief that tomatoes were toxic stemmed more from their association with deadly nightshade than from a proven link to lead poisoning. Practical considerations. In the film, Denethor's tomatoes were whole until he ate them, leaving little opportunity for acid to interact with pewter plates. Though intriguing, this theory lacks substantial evidence and diverges from Tolkien's source material, which makes no mention of Denethor's dining habits, contributing to his decline. Symbolism of Denethor's meal in Jackson's adaptation. Rather than hinting at a scientific explanation for Denethor's madness, Jackson's depiction of the steward's meal serves as a stark, symbolic moment. The red juice dripping from the tomato mirrors the blood of Gondor's soldiers, spilling on the battlefield due to Denethor's negligence. His messy, grotesque eating contrasts sharply with the honor and sacrifice of those fighting for the city, emphasizing his detachment and callousness. The juxtaposition of the meal with the soldiers' doomed charge to Osgiliath heightens the emotional impact of the scene. It highlights Denethor's selfishness and despair, showing a man so consumed by hopelessness that he ignores the cost of his decisions. The real cause of Denethor's madness. In Tolkien's novel, Denethor's madness is explicitly tied to his use of the Palantir. Sauron manipulates him through the Seeing Stone, showing him visions of Gondor's inevitable defeat. These distorted glimpses erode Denethor's hope and amplify his despair, driving him to irrationality. The broader circumstances of the War of the Ring also contribute to his breakdown. Boromir's death, Faramir's near-fatal injury, and Aragorn's return as Gondor's rightful king all weigh heavily on him. The psychological toll of leading a city under siege, coupled with his belief that all is lost, proves too much for him to bear. A tragic character in a dark chapter. The theory that Denethor's madness stemmed from lead poisoning is a testament to fans' dedication to uncovering hidden layers in Jackson's films. However, the grim reality of his descent lies in the psychological and supernatural forces at play in Middle-earth. Denethor's tragedy reflects the destructive power of despair. As a leader, his lack of faith in victory nearly dooms Gondor. Yet his story also underscores the importance of hope, a theme central to The Lord of the Rings. While Denethor succumbs to darkness, others, like Aragorn and Gandalf, rise to inspire and unite. His downfall serves as a cautionary tale of what happens when despair is allowed to fester, unchecked by hope or resilience.